The motherboard is like the central nervous system for your PC. It's incredibly important. However, that doesn't mean it has to break the bank. All PC hardware, including motherboards, come in a variety of pricing ranges. In fact, most designs fall below $150, especially for those PC builders on a budget for both home and office. So don't be surprised that there are many ATX and micro ATX motherboards available in this price range. Whether you're looking for one with an AM4 socket or the newest LGA 1700 socket, we've got you covered, as we bring you the best motherboards you can get for a max of $150. Number 10, the MSI B550A Pro. One of the best motherboards for professionals trying to save money on a high-performing motherboard without breaking the bank is the MSI B550A Pro. Even strong CPUs from the Ryzen 7 or 9 series may maintain higher boost clocks thanks to a 10+2 phase power design and an outstanding VRM cooling system. This motherboard completely enables you to get the best performance and value for your money. The usual 4x DIMM slots on the B550A Pro can accommodate up to 128 gigabytes of DDR4 memory running at 3200 MHz or 4400 MHz if you tune up your XMP profile. Gigabit LAN and an astonishing assortment of Gen 1 and Gen 2 USB 3.2 ports for quick data transfers also included in the connectivity options. There's also 3 RGB connectors, 1 AIO pump connector, and 6 fan connectors for use with these case accessories. Overall, the B550A Pro is the ideal option for people looking for a low-cost motherboard that supports heavier workloads. Number 9, the ASRock B550M Pro4. This motherboard from ASRock is another excellent choice for budget motherboards, and it's especially compatible with Ryzen CPUs. Speaking of Ryzen, this motherboard includes an AM4 socket that can support all of the Ryzen CPU generations up to the very newest generation. Therefore, you can't go wrong with this motherboard, and you can get it for under $150. And in terms of compatibility and CPU upgrading, it's pretty solid. It boasts an effective 8-phase power design that works really well with Ryzen processors as it maximizes their performance. The B550M Pro4 has 4 standard DDR4 memory slots, but the good news is that it can support up to 128 gigabytes of non-ECC unbuffered DDR4 memory modules with Intel XMP profile support. These slots can also handle a maximum speed of just over 4700 MHz, which is super fast considering it's a motherboard in this price range. Along with the PCIe 3.0, and it also comes with the PCIe 4.0 slot that enables you to run Crossfire X or run NVIDIA SLI with it. Number 8, the Gigabyte GA-A320M S2H. When we talk about this motherboard, the first thing we have to mention is its affordability. This one might be of interest to you if you want to design an AMD setup for the lowest possible price. And despite its ridiculously low price, you can still use it for casual gaming as long as you don't overclock the system. This motherboard from Gigabyte is as simple as it gets for AMD systems, as it was designed with the user in mind. It features a maximum of 32 gigabytes of RAM that can be accommodated using just 2 DIMM slots, 1 PCIe 16 slot for a graphics card, and another M.2 slot. The M.2 solution from Gigabyte provides M.2 SSD drives with much higher storage performance and compatibility for both PCIe and SATA interfaces. Number 7, the MSI MAG B550M Mortar. This motherboard is a top-tier gaming motherboard thanks to its sturdy design and wide range of capabilities. Your storage device can transport data at high speeds thanks to the M.2 slot, and whether you're upgrading or just building your PC, you can take advantage of the PCIe 4.0 connection this motherboard comes with for blazing fast gaming. The B550M Mortar is built with the best components you can think of, such as the Thunderbolt 3, DDR4 boost, hardened VRMs with save slot, NVIDIA GeForce RTX graphics, etc. Even when using high-end CPUs and GPUs in both gaming and workstation scenarios, the carefully selected arrangement of this motherboard ensures that your components remain in fantastic operating condition. Number 6, the ASRock B460M-HDV. The ASRock B460M-HDV is a motherboard for folks doing basic builds or trying to stretch their budget as far as possible for other components like a nicer graphics card by cutting the cost of the motherboard. Therefore, it comes with a single PCI X16 expansion slot for the graphics and another 2x PCIe slot are provided for smaller cards. The B460M-HDV also features a single M.2 expansion slot for SSDs and numerous video output connections including HDMI, DVI-D, and VGA. It supports all recent 10th and 11th generation processors thanks to its LGA 1200 socket. Bear in mind, however, that this motherboard is not backwards compatible and therefore it's not going to be compatible with much older processors. Number 5, the Gigabyte B550M DS3H. The Gigabyte B550M DS3H is one of the least expensive B550 motherboards available on the market. It features two M.2 slots, one which supports Gen 4 PCI speeds, as well as X16 slot that supports PCI 4.0. The 4 DIMM slots it comes with can also accommodate up to 128 gigabytes of RAM at DDR 4400 speeds. Internal connectors on this motherboard include 2 system fans and 2 RGB headers, which support Gigabyte's RGB Fusion, while input-output features a Gigabyte LAN port and 4 USB 3.2 Gen 1 ports for high-speed data and internet connectivity. And despite this being so affordable, the Gigabyte B550M DS3H maintains its commitment to offering an improvement over the previous generation. Number 4, the MSI Z490A Pro. The MSI Z490A Pro is a top-of-the-line motherboard, and luckily it supports overclocking. In general, it has superior phase power architecture than an Intel motherboard chipset from the H or B series. In fact, high-performance processors like the Core i7 or Core i9 benefit from this motherboard as well because it provides the stronger phase power architecture they need for steady operation. The Z490A Pro features 2 PCIe slots, one of which operates in X4 mode. It also includes 2 M.2 slots and 6 SATA slots for expansion. This motherboard has 7 USB 3.2 Gen 1 connections that can run up to 5 gigabytes per second and 2 USB 3.2 Gen ports that are 10 gigabytes per second. If you're a gamer or enthusiast looking to design a powerful PC with the newest Intel 10th and 11th generation processors, we highly recommend the Z490A Pro. Number 3, the ASRock B250M Pro4. Another ASRock product using the B250 chipset is the B250M Pro4 motherboard. This MOBO is economical but loaded with features including everything needed to run Intel's 6th and 7th generation processors. It includes many features that provide you with the ability to do all of your tasks and also give you an exhilarating gaming experience. It comes with 4 DDR4 memory slots, each of which can accommodate a whopping 64 gigabytes. Another feature of the B250M Pro4 is the 2 Ultra M.2 slots that provide high-speed PCIe, NVMe, and SATA 3 solid-state drives. The motherboard also offers 3 graphics ports, a USB Type-C connector, Gigabit LAN, it's VR ready, and it's compatible for Intel Optane memory and an inbuilt 7.1 audio channel. Number 2, the Asus Prime B350ME. The Asus Prime is an AMD motherboard that uses the B350 chipset, so if you like AMD, you might want to consider choosing this MOBO. Interestingly enough, this motherboard also supports overclocking, just like MSI's Z490A Pro model. Additionally, it has 1 PCIe extended graphics card slot, 2 PCI extended 1 slots, and 1 M.2 slot for processing extremely fast solid-state drives. It also supports 32 gigabytes of dual-channel DDR4 3200 RAM. One thing this motherboard offers is a simple design and construction choice for gaming systems. Other essential features include Gigabit LAN, an Asus safe slot, support for Windows 10, and an 8-channel gaming audio. The B350MA motherboard contains more functionality you need when assembling a low-cost motherboard, and aside from gamers, it's ideal for those who focus on content development. Number 1, the Gigabyte GA-F2A68HM-H. If you are out for a super starter setup, then this motherboard is a fantastic choice. The setup is really comfortable and the installation is equally simple. The motherboard supports both Windows 10 and Windows Home 7 Premium, but for best performance, you must make sure that you use a RAM that is above average for excellent performance. The motherboard includes key features including onboard 7.1 audio, Gigabit LAN, and UEFI BIOS. It also has 4 DIMMs, a dual-channel DDR3 memory system, and a quick USB 3.1 USB Type-C. Gigabyte is famed for making motherboards that are simple for newbies to set up and construct, most especially with the color-coded plugs they use. Using low-cost motherboards and still getting the best results as a gamer eliminates the need for building a high-end gaming rig, so you can play the newest games and even edit videos with a graphics card, respectable processor, and yes, even a low-cost motherboard. So there we have it, guys. That's the end of the video. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. It allows YouTube to share our video with other people it may help. So again, if you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like. Lastly, if you are in the process of building a PC, make sure to watch this video right here about 5 things to avoid when you're building a PC. Hope you guys have a great day. Peace out.